Hello, welcome to the Small School Districts Association Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us this morning. Few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your cameras and microphones are off. Panelists can't see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening. There are a couple more sessions this morning over the next couple hours. Be sure to sign up for more if you haven't done so already at the same place you signed up for this one. And this presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week at strivescan.com/SSDA. Now, this is a 6x6 session, 6 schools presenting for 6 minutes each. There is no way you're going to get enough information about each individual school in order to make a decision. The idea of these is like an appetizer before a meal to kind of prime you for the bigger meal coming. And that bigger meal would be an individual meeting with a rep or a school that you're interested in, or even a campus tour, either virtually or on site. So again, this is just to whet your appetite for more as we go forward in this process. All right, I've gotten the housekeeping stuff out of the way, so let's get to the good stuff. Turn it over to our first presentation. We will hear from the representative from Adams State University.
Hi everyone, my name is Sam Sargent. I am one of our admissions counselors here at Adams State. I am covering for our California admissions counselor, Kaylee Carlson, so her contact information will be at the very end. For those of you who don't know, Adams State is a very small liberal arts college located in Alamosa, Colorado. We're only about 1,900 students here on campus. But what that means for you is a lot of really small classes, a lot of personalized attention from professors. We only actually have 4 classes that are over 60 students. So most of your classes are probably going to be 20, 30 students. I know when I was a student here on campus, my largest class my senior year was only 8 students and my smallest was 2. So a lot of personalized attention. As I mentioned before, we're located in Alamosa, Colorado, which you can see there on the map. We're located in the beautiful San Luis Valley. As you can see in that top picture there are so many different outdoor activities that you can participate in, which is just one of our many, many clubs on campus. As far as academics, we do offer about 23 different majors with over 63 different emphasis areas, as I'm sure you'll hear many times throughout this presentation. Some of our largest majors are business, kinesiology, which is if you're thinking about going into that pre-physical therapy area, nursing, and education. We're actually celebrating 100 years of education this year in 2020. Huge shout out to our nursing program. I know that's a very, very popular program right now. We have our $1 million simulation lab, and then as listed down there below, that national exam that you have to take in order to become a nurse at the very end of your education is called the NCLEX, and we actually had a 100% pass rate on the first attempt of the NCLEX last year. So our nursing program is doing really, really good. Adams State does compete in NCAA Division II sports in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. We have 9 men's and 9 women's sports, as you can see there, as well as some non-NCAA sports like esports and cheerleading. I think most people know us for our running, which we do have a fantastic running program. The majority of our 260 national championships do come from our running program. As far as cost and affordability, we are really proud we are one of the most affordable institutions in the state of Colorado. Our total cost of attendance for a California resident is about $24,600, and that is everything: tuition, fees, room and board, pretty much everything except for books. We do have a couple different automatic scholarships, including our Arizona, California scholarship. So as long as you are a resident of California, you get an automatic $2,000 taken off. And then we do have our president's and our vice president's scholarship, which are going to be based on your GPA at the time of admissions. And so those requirements are listed there. We do have over 200 institutional scholarships, and all of those can be applied for through our scholarship universe. It's a really cool system that Adams State uses. You log in, you answer a ton of different questions: who you are, where you're from, what's your GPA, things like that. And then it actually automatically matches you with all of our institutional scholarships, as well as over 14,000 national scholarships. The institutional deadline is going to be February 1st, but the national scholarships have deadlines throughout the entire school year. You do have to be admitted in order to access the scholarship universe. If you feel like applying to Adams State, please apply online at adams.edu/apply. You can use our fee waiver ASU free app to waive that fee for you. Otherwise, if you do have any questions, I'll be on for a little bit longer, and Kaylee Carlson can be reached there at her contact info. But thank you guys so much for joining us, and I can't wait for questions.
Thank you very much. And you can ask those questions using the Q&A button at any time. If it's for a specific school, just make sure to name the school in your question so they know it's for them. Also, check out and pay attention to the chat. Occasionally, the reps will send you information using that, like links, contact info, that sort of stuff. On the way, let's hear from our representative from Colorado Mesa University.
All right, good morning, everybody. Great to be here with you. My name is Mia, and I'm the admissions counselor for Colorado Mesa University. A little bit about the area that we're in, about the university in itself, because I know a lot of us maybe have never even been to Colorado. We're in Western Colorado in a beautiful city called Grand Junction. And this is actually right on the border of Utah and Colorado. So about 30 minutes past the Utah border, you're going to end up in Grand Junction. And this is the largest city between Salt Lake City, Utah, Denver, Colorado. And we have about 150,000 people in our community. So it's a small city. You have everything you need to be comfortable, but not overwhelmed. And as a student that graduated from there, that was definitely something that I really appreciated, especially because I was coming from a smaller community myself. The area that we're in is really centered on the outdoors. And if you talk to anybody in Colorado, you're going to see that that is definitely a huge part of the college culture there. But what really is unique about the area that Colorado Mesa is in is that we have a little bit of everything. So this picture that you see here, that is the Colorado National Monument, and that's about 10 minutes away from campus. It's kind of like a mini Grand Canyon. So if you like to hike, bike, rock climb, we have that. If you go 10 minutes in the opposite direction, you end up at the Colorado River. So if you like to raft or paddleboard, we have that too. And then 30 minutes in the other direction, you end up at the Grand Mesa, which is actually the largest flat top mountain in the world. Absolutely gorgeous. There's about 1,000 natural glacier lakes up there. And that is where our ski resort is at. So we've got a lot going on, and it is a really fun place, especially if you're somebody that likes to stay active. Population at CMU right now is about 11,000 students, and that is predominantly undergraduate. We do, of course, have associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and we do have some master's programs. So our focus is definitely on those bachelor degree seeking students. So you're going to be with a really fun community of a lot of students kind of in that same path as you, that same time of life. And it really just creates a fun experience that everybody is kind of collaborative and working together to better themselves and, of course, get their education. With all of our majors, we have 114. We have no impaction. That's nothing that really exists outside of California. So that's just something to keep in mind. And most of them are direct entry. Our health sciences and our teaching program are really the ones that aren't direct entry, and you have to do a separate application process. I do want to touch on some of our most popular programs today that we're most known for. This top left picture you see is that woman taking a picture. That is actually our forensic investigation research station. And this is an hour away from campus. And what this is, it's actually what we call our body farm. So if you're looking to get into forensics, criminal justice, you actually get to take classes where you go to the body farm and work with human remains and do research with them. So kind of gross for some of us, really exciting for others. And we also have a crime scene investigation house where you get to work with local law enforcement, setting up crime scenes, solving them. It's a lot of fun. To the right of that, this is the restaurant inside of our new teaching hotel that opened up this semester. It's a 60-room hotel right in the middle of campus, and it's all student ran. So our culinary students are the ones running the restaurant in this hotel. Our hospitality management students are the ones running the day-to-day operations of the hotel, checking in guests, ordering supplies, creating a schedule. Our accounting students are the ones running the financials of the hotel. And if you back up in time a little bit, our construction management students were the ones who oversaw the building of the hotel, and our graphic design students were the ones who designed all of the marketing materials for the hotel. So it's like our own little economy we have going on over there. Bottom left, like I said earlier, we do have nursing. It is competitive, but it's a beautiful program. Our nursing department in itself is actually a hospital that the university purchased and renovated. So you get to take classes in a hospital setting before you even move into your clinicals. And when it comes time for clinicals, we have 3 really big, great hospitals within 10 minutes of campus: Veterans Hospital, St. Mary's, which is nationally recognized, and Community Hospital. So much going on in that program. And then for our students looking to get into kinesiology, athletic training, we have our state-of-the-art human performance lab that you see a snippet of in the bottom right. So if you're wanting to work with athletes, helping them optimize their body, anything in that world, this is going to be a phenomenal experience. And it really provides you with a lot of research opportunities students don't typically get until they're in grad school. So I did touch on outdoors already. You know, that's what we're about. From hiking to skiing, we have it all. And this is really going to be a huge part of your college experience here. 190 clubs and organization, a phenomenal study abroad program. We do have Division II athletics, pretty much every sport that you could think of. And the most important slide that I have for you today, we are a WUI school. So if you are a student coming from any of the red or blue states and you have a 2.5 GPA, you immediately get that discounted tuition on our campus instead of paying full out-of-state tuition for all 4 years. And on top of that, we do have merit scholarships that go up to $6,000 per year. And that is based on GPA and test scores or GPA and class rank. But it is important to know that we are test optional for this coming year. So you don't need to take a test to get accepted or to get those merit scholarships. And I thank you guys so much for your time. And I look forward to talking to you in the chat.
Thank you very much. And again, use the Q&A to ask questions of our representatives. You can do that at any time. And for a specific school, just name the school in your question. Up next, you can see it on your screen, University of Colorado Boulder.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lori Calloway. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission with the University of Colorado Boulder. I work specifically with students who are applying from Southern California, either international or domestic, as long as you're first-year applicants. But at the end of this, I can put the link to find your counselor in the chat if I am not your counselor. The University of Colorado Boulder is the flagship public university within the state of Colorado. We're located in Boulder, Colorado, which is a smaller suburban city of about 300,000 people, very outdoorsy at the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, but also in a city that has a lot of culture and activities, given that there are major industry sites like a Google site right in the city. We've just been voted the #1 college town in America again. And part of that is because of the multiplicity of options that our students have. Not only are they more in the cozy center of Boulder, but we're about 30 minutes away from the major city of Denver. And we are a large public tier 1 research university that still has an average class size of about 24 students per class, even though we have about 32,000 students. The key to getting a CU Boulder education is that this is a collaborative process between the university and your major and the students. Our goal for you when you get to graduation is that you sit at graduation next to everyone else in your major, looking a little bit different than everyone else in that major because you've interacted with us to customize your pathway to the 4-year degree. Now that means that you can draw upon our majors, our minors, our certifications, and the ability to potentially go straight through to your master's to build something that is unique to you. So when I say you have some options to do that, this is what I mean. We have programs that run the gamut. We have the #9 entrepreneurial business program in the US. We're the #1 NASA-funded public school in the US, but we also have a music school that operates as a conservatory and has produced 30 Grammy nominees or winners in the last 30 years, which is pretty big because there are about 500 students in there at any one time. So no matter what you're looking to get into, CU Boulder takes that research focus and combines it with a liberal arts and sciences education in the classrooms, making sure that you have access to that 18:1 student-to-teacher ratio and a very strong education. Outside of the classrooms, we want our students to be engaged. When I speak to alumni and current students, the thing that I hear consistently is that they're able to find their niche, their community on campus, because there are so many different types of things. We're not the campus with just one type of student or one CU Boulder type. So if you're interested in international travel, when things open up again, 450 sites in over 65 countries. We volunteer at 750 locations a year. We're incredibly outdoorsy. We, of course, having an entrepreneurial business program, support our students' creativity through startup challenges. We have 90 research centers and 11 research institutes. And we have a strong artistic program on campus for students who are interested in the fine arts, in architecture, architectural engineering, music, or dance. Beyond the classroom, we want you to explore the natural environment and to take advantage of the two cities where we are located, both Boulder and Denver, in terms of educational opportunities, internship opportunities, jobs, and just really expanding your horizons and getting a sense of what is out there for you as a student. The way that we review applications is holistic. So that means that we're considering a range of factors when we are admitting students. This last year, we did not require the test score, and we did not use the test score to award merit scholarship consideration. The state of Colorado, the legislature sets our testing policy. So there's a bill currently in front of the legislature on whether or not we'll be able to be test optional. And if we are, we will be happy to continue forward with what we've been doing last year. But for us, the primary factor is the academic record, the transcript, and then the secondary factors are the other things that would make you a student and took up your time in the classroom and outside of the classroom. We need an application, an essay, personal essay, and a personal statement, application fee, your transcript, the test scores, we will find out if we need them, a letter of recommendation from your teacher, and a resume if you'd like. Our deadlines are received by deadlines, which means that by either date on the screen, all materials need to have been sent to us in advance so that we receive them and post them to your account by this date. The reason why students are choosing Boulder, in addition to all of the things I've already mentioned, is because of our outcomes. 92% of our students are successfully placed within 6 months. That's actually the bedrock stat, and depending on major, it actually goes up to 98 within 3 months. 74% of our students across all majors are accepted into their first choice graduate program. They're able to access healthy postgraduate salaries, both initially and in their mid-career. And we are a targeted recruitment destination for major corporations that can take you anywhere you'd like to go in the world. Right now, we are not doing any in-person recruitment so that we can manage our impact on the public health situation around us, but we are offering a ton of virtual options, including a virtual live tour. So if you'd like to learn more about us from the student perspective, feel free to check us out on socials or to reach out to me. Thank you again for your interest. I'll drop my contact information in the chat, and I look forward to speaking with you about Boulder in the future if you'd like to know more. Have a great one.
Thank you very much. Again, check out the chat for information that may be sent to you from the reps, as was just mentioned. Also, the Q&A to ask questions at any time. And if it's for a specific school, just make sure you name the school in your question. Up next, Western Colorado University.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Brianna Clark, and I am excited to share with you a little bit about Western Colorado University and what we have to offer you. First off, I'd definitely like to touch base on our location within Colorado. We are located in Gunnison, Colorado, which is right in the heart of the Colorado Rockies. We're about 3.5 hours southwest of Denver, and we are in our own little valley of the Gunnison Valley. Within 45 minutes of campus, you have access to 2 world-class ski resorts, 750 plus miles of multi-use single trail tracks. And then Blue Mesa Reservoir is 18 miles to the east of us, which is the largest body of water in Colorado, and how our students have access to all things water sports and sea kayaking of all things. With this Colorado adventure located very nearby, you are basically right in the heart of all of those activities and have easy access to it. If you've never been skiing or snowboarding before, or paddleboarding or any of those activities, but it's something that you are interested in, want to try, we have our Wilderness Pursuits office on campus that's more than happy to help rent out the equipment to you and lead you out to show you those activities. But not just providing campus and recreation for our students, the land surrounding us, 80% of it is public. So our students are able to utilize the surrounding lands in a classroom experience as well. So applied learning for our biology, recreation, outdoor education, and environment and sustainability students. We also have some professors who just like holding office hours in classroom out in the open and in the wilderness, because that's what's surrounding us, and that's amazing for our students. So we like to call it our nature's best classroom, or our outdoor backyard laboratory as well. For Western Colorado, more specifically within our university, we have 3,000 students in our undergraduate programs, and then about 400 students or so in our graduate or master's levels. Our average class size at Western is 17 students, but we can guarantee that you'll never have a class with more than 66 students in it. At any given point, we have one, maybe two classes that has more than 50 students in it. And our professors start to be a little upset if they have classrooms with more than 24, 25 students in it. They think that it's too big. They would much prefer having that smaller class size where they can know you on a first name basis 2 weeks into freshman year. They're able to call on you as you ask questions and are able to act as your advisor every day and at least once a semester as you're picking out your classes. They're also going to know that you're coming from out of state, so our professors are going to take a little bit of extra time to make sure that you are finding your home away from home on the Western campus. For academics, we have over 100 different academic programs that students can choose from. Our top programs being business administration, environment and sustainability, recreation, outdoor education, biology, elementary education, exercise and sports science, and so many more. We also have a mechanical engineering partnership program with University of Colorado Boulder, as well as computer science and some other really, really great programs. We have some 3+2s or accelerated degree programs as well, where you can pursue both your bachelor's and your master's degrees and graduate with both of those in 5 years. Our most popular major for our incoming students actually is undecided or undeclared. Those students go into what we call our exploratory program, where you do just that. You take classes that sound interesting to you, explore your options, and then find that career that is most interesting to you. We're very much dedicated to the success of our students at Western, so we provide a numerous amount of student success services that are available for all of our students on campus. These include tutoring, academic advising, career service, writing center, disability services, and some others. We also have our EPIC mentors. EPIC stands for Experienced Peers Initiating Connections. Every incoming student at Western is assigned an EPIC mentor that's an undergraduate student who has been through the college process before. They are your person on campus for your entire first year, all the way up till you start your second year at Western. And they're that person that you can go to ask any questions, get connected, ask them where their favorite hike is in the area, or just talk to them when you are stressed. So some great opportunities for our students to make sure that you are graduating with that degree that you are investing in for your education. I definitely want to touch base on affordability at Western. Our out-of-state tuition for students is coming in just under $19,000. We did not increase our tuition this last year and are very excited about that. As you can see, the national average out-of-state tuition cost is over $22,000, so we're coming in well under that. 100% of our students are considered for merit aid as soon as they have applied and been accepted to Western, and 80% of our students are receiving some form of financial aid. So speaking on those academic merit scholarships, they're really easy to attain. Like I said, they're automatically awarded. Any student who has a 3.35 GPA or higher will receive our $8,000 out-of-state student scholarship. If you have a GPA of 3.75 or higher, you're going to receive that $9,000 scholarship, which, if you remember back to our tuition, is cutting that basically in half for you. So creating a really affordable experience for you. We would absolutely love you to come on out and visit campus for yourself and get a feel for what it is at Western and what life as a mountaineer is like. We have been fortunate because of our small class sizes, the smaller nature, and where Gunnison is located. We've been able to have in-person visits this entire time. So if that's something you're interested, come on, check us out. Or we have virtual recruitment opportunities where you can check out Western from a Zoom world as well for western.edu/recruitment events. Our application process is super simple. We're rolling admissions. We do not have an application deadline. We are test optional. And if you ever need an application fee waiver to waive that fee, please just let us know and we're happy to give that to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. I enjoyed telling you about Western, and I'll turn it back over.
Thank you very much. Ask questions using the Q&A button, and also, and I know some reps have already taken advantage of this, use the chat or see the chat to see contact info and other information that the reps are sending to you. Let's hear now from the representative from Weber State University.
We're almost there. Oh my gosh.
All righty.
Okay. Every time, I'm telling you. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good to go.
So my name is Jen. I'm a senior admissions counselor here at Weber State. I actually attended Weber State myself. We have so much going on in here, and it's kind of just nice to get back into the groove of things. For those of you who don't know where we are in northern Utah. We're about 2 hours south of the Idaho border, roughly 6 to 7 hours north of the Arizona and Nevada border. So we're in a fantastic location. We're right smack in the middle of everything outdoor recreation, but we also have the downtown city life that you can get involved with too. So our motto is Mountain Meets Metro, because you have the best of both worlds right there at your fingertips at any given time. We do have multiple campuses throughout the northern part of Utah. We have 7 in total. So they all offer classes, they all offer testing centers. It's just more of a convenience thing for you. We have 30,000 students on campus at any given time, between all of our settings as far as virtual, on campus, and whatnot. They all are in reasonably dedicated locations. Our biggest location is this Ogden campus. It's where everything happens. If you ever visit campus, that's where everything is going to be. Our next biggest is the Davis campus. That is about 15-20 minutes south of us. We do offer a free UTA Ed Pass to all of our students, so everyone has access to the public transportation in the state of Utah for free as a student. As far as student life goes, we have everything. We're a large university. We offer everything a large university offers, from sports to outdoor recreation, to clubs and organization, to military affiliation. We have very small class sizes for a large university. We're about 21 students to 1 professor. The largest class I ever had as an undergrad was about 45, and the smallest I ever had was about 8. So you're in very small class settings. You have that one-on-one with the professors, just like all of the other universities we've been talking about. It's a great place to be as far as that goes. We have everything from your sports, like I was talking about. We're NCAA Division I. Our football and our basketball is our biggest. We are Big Sky champions 3 years in a row. We were undefeated this year, which is awesome. If you're not into the sports, if you don't want to get into those, they're recruitment based. You can also do the club sports. We have about 30 of those every year, give or take. But you get into free to all of the clubs or all of the sports on campus. So as a student, you can get yourself in free as well as 4 other people, so you can get involved. We have multiple colleges on campus that house our 225 plus programs. We have more programs in the state of Utah than any other institution. Anything from those certificates and associates all the way up to your master's and your doctoral. So this is a breakdown of everything. Our #1 program is nursing. We're in the top 3 in the nation regularly with our nursing. We're also the #1 providers of nurses in the state of Utah. And our nursing program actually goes up to a doctoral now. It's our first doctoral. Other than that, we also have our engineering. We have a Hill Air Force Base here really close to us, and most of their engineering and computer science workers come from Weber State. We have the oldest, longest running criminal justice program and lab in the state of Utah. So we also have a CSI and a forensic science that you can get involved with there. And our business program is consistently in the top 7 in the nation. We have the same accreditation as Harvard. It's the highest accreditation you can get in the business world, which is pretty awesome to keep. As far as class options go, we are very, very, very flexible. We try to make it as flexible as possible for you as a student. You have life outside of class. We understand that. We expect it to happen. We want you to have a life outside of class. We offer those morning and afternoon classes, but we also offer evening classes. We offer online classes, hybrid classes, virtual classes. You can do independent study with your professors, depending on what program you're wanting to do or what topic you're interested in. So you can build your life around your class rather than your classes around your life. It kind of is just another flexible option for you. We are incredibly affordable as an institution. We're one of the most affordable in the state of Utah. We are actually 40% lower than the national average when it comes to our tuition, and it's because we have so much to offer. We do really, 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 really hard work trying to keep that number as low as we can. You have the 4-year academic-based scholarships, which I'll go over in a second. FAFSA puts you into the running for more than just loans. You have scholarships that are private. You have specialized scholarships. They're all from donors. And then a lot of students work. We have payment plans that you can do. You have internships, work study. Most of our students are on some kind of financial aid. Last year, we gave out over $90 million in student aid, which is crazy considering how low our numbers are. So most of our students graduate with very little debt, if any debt at all. So this is our out-of-state tuition. It's for a full year, 2 semesters, assuming you're going full-time, fees included. The only thing outside of this number is housing and books. No one ever pays this amount. There's no reason to because of all the funding we have. This kind of just the sticker price, which is the number before all of the discounts go on. We are a WUI school, so this is the WUI number for California residents. It is the same thing, for a full year, 2 semesters, assuming you're going full-time, fees included. Housing and books are separate. This is the breakdown for the scholarships. Our academic scholarships are for a full 4 years. You do not have to requalify or reapply for them after you have accepted it the first time. You just have to maintain a 2.5 GPA and go full-time. Our application process is incredibly simple. You fill it out online through our website. It takes you about 10-15 minutes. There's no essays, no letters of recommendation required. It's $30, and we just need your transcripts from your high school and any other institution you've attended, as well as your test scores. And then you pay the $30 application fee. You're automatically going to be accepted as long as you've graduated high school. So if you have any other questions, this is my information. Feel free to reach out to me. I have so much information I would love to share with you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I love sharing the information about Weber State. It's a great place.
Thank you very much. If you have questions during this session, use the Q&A button. And again, check out the chat for information that the reps are sending you. Up next, University of Alaska, Anchorage.
Thanks so much, and I'm really excited to be with you all here today. I'm going to give you a brief introduction into the University of Alaska Anchorage, but as my colleagues have been saying, it is not enough time to share with you about all of the amazing things that UAA has to offer, so I do hope that you will check us out a little bit more in the future. After the presentation, I will drop some links in the chat so you will know how to do that. But this is Alaska. Anchorage is in southern Alaska. So Anchorage is actually the largest city in Alaska with a population of approximately 300,000 people. We consider ourselves to be in what we call the urban wild. That means that you have access to all of that beautiful nature that Alaska is known for. You can take a weekend trip and go see the glaciers or the Northern Lights. There are hundreds of miles of trail around the city. One of the best campuses in the West for snowboarding. You can do berry picking and snowshoeing. We even have some really interesting elective courses in things like ice climbing, dog sledding, but we also have a thriving downtown. We have a place where you can see concerts. You can go shopping, see movies. So you're not in the middle of nowhere, but you definitely have access to that adventure. And that's what we mean when we say the urban wilds. UAA itself is a mid-sized public comprehensive university, and we have about 12,000 students on campus. What that means is that we can offer clubs and sports the way that those big universities can offer. We actually have over 100 student clubs on campus, so you'll find something that you're interested in and people that are also interested in that. We just started a new esports club that's really exciting, and a lounge associated with that. And then also, of course, Division I and Division II athletics. So hockey, basketball, lots of opportunities to get involved in student life that way. But we keep our class sizes small, as some of my colleagues have mentioned as well. Our class sizes are, we have a 1:16 faculty student ratio, which means that about half of your classes have less than 20 students. We think that that's contributes to one of the reasons that we're ranked number 1 for long-term return on investment. And I'll get into that a little bit more later. But you're probably wondering about our academic programs and if we have a program that's interesting to you. And we probably do. That's one of the benefits of going to a larger university. You have an option to choose from a wide variety of programs. We have special colleges, so well-developed support infrastructure for business, engineering, health sciences, sciences in general, social sciences, and even community and technical education. Across all of our programs, we really value experiential learning. So for example, our geology students actually take a course where they're helicoptered to the site location to see the physical rocks that they're studying. And that just kind of underscores the experiential learning that really is in all of our programs, throughout all of our programs at UAA. I like to show tuition a little bit. This is just an estimated cost of tuition comparing the University of California in-state tuition to our WUI tuition at UAA. You'll see that actually you can save money by attending UAA. Because our WUI tuition is less expensive than in-state tuition for the University of California. This is really important to keep in mind when you are looking through. Remember that you're going to be a WUI student and not an out-of-state student. At UAA, there are no special requirements to receive WUI. You just have to be coming from California or a Western state. And then I would be remiss if I did not mention our other opportunities to adventure at UAA. I know that my out-of-state students are coming to Alaska because they're the type of students that are interested in adventure. So you can adventure while you're on campus, and you can also adventure away from campus. So we participate in exchange programs, which means that you pay essentially the same tuition to go to a different university for a semester or a couple of semesters. National Student Exchange is really exciting because you can go to Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Las Vegas. We also participate in the North to North Exchange, and we're one of the few universities that are permitted to do that because we are in the North. So if you're interested in Arctic studies, UAA can be a great place for you. I invite you all to check us out a little bit more. I will sit down with you and we can have a one-on-one. I'll post a link to that in the chat. It's called a green and gold visit. We also have special visits where you can meet faculty and students at our fireside chats. So definitely be on the lookout for that by signing up for more information. Remember that UAA is rolling admission. So even if you are a senior, you can still apply. And actually our application is currently free. So I definitely look forward to talking to you all a little bit more about UAA in the future. And thanks so much for sharing this time with me.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to invite all of our representatives to turn on their cameras and their microphones. And I get to play a little bit of a talk show host now in the remaining time that we have to get a little more information and more general information that can help our attendees here who are watching live and on the on-demand recording a little later. So we'll have you answer in the same order that you presented. And the first question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? What's that one piece of advice you'd give right now? And we'll start with Adams State University.
I think my biggest piece of advice is definitely going to visit schools. I know as a senior in high school, I was dead set on going to a different school. I had everything but my schedule figured out. And I went to visit the school, and immediately stepping on campus, I was like, this was not for me. It's definitely a feel. And so my biggest piece of advice is make sure you go and visit the schools.
Colorado Mesa University.
Yeah, so kind of building off of what Sam said, when you're building your college list, try, if you're even kind of even a little bit thinking about going out of state, put one out of state college on your list and go visit it, because I promise you it's a lot different than staying close to home. And there's so many cool opportunities that come when you move away from home.
University of Colorado Boulder.
Yeah, so my advice to students is to be making college decisions and putting colleges on their list based upon you instead of based upon an idea of prestige or impressing others. At the end of the day, you have to go to that school, and nobody else that you thought would be super impressed with your choice is going to be bearing the financial cost, is going to have to live in that social environment, or is probably going to be thinking about it past the time that you told them. So beginning from when you're structuring your college search, think about yourself. What makes you happy? How do you learn successfully? What sort of social emotional support do you need? And build searches around that. Try to find schools that would make you thrive and make you happy.
Western Colorado University.
Great advice so far from my colleagues, and just kind of building off of that as well. While you're looking at your options, look at not just in-state, out-of-state, but also big school, small school, public school, private school, and all of those different factors. It might be that one of those ones you're not looking at has those best fit categories or characteristics like what Lori was mentioning. And that campus visit is where you'll feel that when it comes through for looking at those different kinds of college choices.
Weber State University.
Building on everyone else, it's really comes down to visiting the campus. It is the number one determining factor you're going to have. Like Adam said, same situation. I had one campus, one university in mind. It's the one that I wanted to go to, and everything changed the second I stepped on campus. It just didn't feel right. So visiting campus is huge, but also knowing your options is a big one. And prestige is not always the most important thing. It's rarely the most important thing, really, when it comes down to it. So doing what you want to do, doing what you're interested in, finding your best fit and your best interest is really the most important thing.
University of Alaska, Anchorage.
I consistently give the same advice. Students, I suggest that you step outside of your comfort zone. College is the time to do that. And so really explore your options and really see if you can find some comfort that's a little less comfortable in an institution that you may not have been thinking of right off the bat.
Great advice from all of you. And now we have time for one more question. And we'll start back up with Adams State University. What's your favorite event or tradition on campus?
I think that would have to be our homecoming week. It is an entire week long of so many different events. There's a huge, massive bonfire that we do right out in front of our main administration building, huge parade with the entire town. We're a very small town, so everybody gets involved, all culminating to that huge football game that we have on Saturday where a ton of our alumni come in, and it's just a huge community event that brings all of Alamosa and Adams State together.
Colorado Mesa University.
My favorite would have to be our spring concert that we do every year. It's a big concert where we usually bring in like somebody who's on the Billboard Top 40. We try to, and have tons of vendors and stuff. And it's just fun to have that community and have everybody together.
University of Colorado Boulder.
So my favorite is the CU versus CSU football game. Not only do we have alumni who will literally RV across the Rocky Mountains to be there at 7 in the morning, which is commitment I have never experienced in my life, but it's really a battle of the two live mascots. CSU has a wonderful live mountain goat mascot, which I think ours beats because ours is a live buffalo. So if you would like to actually run with buffalo and can run a sub 6-minute mile, you might also be able to be on our Division I buffalo wrangling team.
Western Colorado University.
Yeah, one of our favorite traditions on campus, the mountain in the picture behind me in the background is called Tenderfoot Mountain, or we also call it W Mountain for a very obvious reason. It is visible from campus. So every homecoming, our mountain rescue team students will actually climb up to that mountain, up to the W, and set it on fire. So we have our little burning of the W every year during homecoming, along with all of our other celebrations.
Weber State.
I actually have two favorites that I can't decide between them. The first one is our fireworks show on July 4th. It is incredible. It's the best in the state, if not the second best in the state. It is right there on our campus, and it's right over our ginormous duck pond, and the whole city comes to it, and it's just amazing. The other one is the hike to our W Rock, which is similar. It's on the mountain, and the president of the university actually will lead the hike for the students. You get up there and you have breakfast, and it's a lot of fun. So,
University of Alaska Anchorage.
I'm going to go with Seawolf Hockey. It's a real source of pride for the university and for the community. And so it's a great way to engage with campus.
Well, thank you for sharing your favorite campus traditions and your advice and all the information about each of your schools. I want to thank our attendees for joining us. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of many different sessions being hosted today. including over the next couple hours. Be sure to sign up for more if you haven't done so already at the same place you signed up for this one. And early next week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/SSDA. One more time, I want to thank each of our presenters for sharing all that great information today. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Take care.